I have a really uncommon collection of things. Boarding passes. To start off, I am really into traveling and flying in general. To give you an example, this is the oldest boarding pass of this pile. It is Japan Airlines Flight 526 on February 12, 2020 from Sapporo New Chitose Airport to Tokyo Haneda. It looks different and feels different because it's actually Japan domestic flight boarding pass. It's different than what we usually see, these long ones, hard ones, in whether United States or China. And everything is Japanese, which is what I really liked about it. You can see my boarding time, see everything. And more importantly, it reminds me of a really special trip for me because this trip was the last trip I've been on before COVID started. I went to Hokkaido, we went to the volcano, the mountains. The snow was amazing, and we stayed in a really nice hotel, and we skied there. We skied in the resort. It's my first time skiing ever, and it's definitely my first time skiing in Japan, in Hokkaido. It's crazy. Next up, All Nippon Airlines NH Flight 106 on February 13, 2020. So I flew from Hokkaido to Tokyo, and from Tokyo to Los Angeles International. When I left Japan in February, that's when COVID started in Japan. And COVID in the United States started in the March to April period. The curve went up. And that's the time everyone was scared, worried, especially Asians, Chinese, my parents at home. Of course, me and my classmates are all worried. School closed, and I bought the flight back home as soon as possible. This boarding pass, Cathay Pacific Flight 881 on March 15th, feels like the Noah's Ark ticket for me to kind of escape the whole COVID thing and go back home safely. But more importantly, it reminds me of the painful experience of being so obnoxious of the coronavirus, going fully armored into masks, suits, goggles, waiting in the airport, going on a flight, staying in this closed cabin for God knows, 15 hours. And the possibility of getting infected anytime on the flight, going into this whole mandatory quarantine. It was once in a lifetime experience that I will never, probably never, hopefully never have again. And this is Japan Airlines Flight 820. This is the flight that got me from home back to school here in college in Boston. From this boarding pass to this boarding pass is a period of my life. It's surreal. I left high school with this boarding pass and came back with this, and all of a sudden I'm in college. And this boarding pass, Cathay Dragon was a subsidiary of Cathay Pacific. It went out of business in October 2020, meaning this boarding pass will never again be issued to anyone. Will these boarding passes one day be gone as well? Whether the airline went out of business, whether everything transferred to electronic, will one day these collections become actual collections, objects from the past that will never be created in the future? Will the ink on them last, like how it's already faded on this boarding pass? My boarding passes will not decrease, but only increase, as every time I look at them, they speak to me and reminds me of the experiences of my past. But I think it's really a time to think about what are the objects around you that are meaningful? What memory or what experience or what spirit do they carry that walks along with you?